Hey guys, James from Bridge here. Today we're down in Plymouth at Deraford Hospital. We're actually visiting Warren's Bakery. Warren's have decided to transform both their level 6 and level 3 sites to improve their speed and their flow and their quality of coffee. Let's see what they've done. Warren's Bakery are a well-established bakery chain spread across Cornwall and are actually looking to branch out across the UK. We started working with Warren's to bring about a specialty coffee and drive revenue and quality across their estate. And we've just basically decided that we wanted to nail coffee at their flagship, which is here in Deraford. To give you a bit of perspective, the reason why we needed to nail the quality and the consistency and the support at this site, because Warren's have about 47 sites and growing across the UK. Out of the 46 sites, Deraford does more coffee than all of them combined. So you can imagine the reliance they have on this site to be nailed from a coffee perspective. At Deraford, Warren's have had traditional machines, they've had bean to cup machines that are fully auto, but nothing seemed to be going right. They're having downtime, they're having inconsistencies across the site. Staff were not enjoying the flow and the speed in which coffee was being made. Ultimately, we knew that was just not sustainable and not a model we wanted to move going forward. So we worked hard with Craig, who is one of the retail directors at Warren's, to work on a setup that we knew would deliver that speed and quality and consistency. Let's see what we've done. So we're here with Dave, the manager at Deraford here. Dave's been in the business many years and has a really good understanding of how this site works. What have been the challenges you found at this site when it comes to making coffee operationally?
Biggest challenge is machine breakdown. So we could have days, weeks where we only have 2 coffee machines out of 4 working. We've tried different coffee machines in the past, none of them have been able to keep up. It's the capacity and the pace and being able to keep up for us here. We haven't had the right machine. Yeah, that's the key.
So when we first came down, we went and viewed Deraford at multiple occasions just to sort of observe the staff, and to be honest, the reliability, the speed and the consistency of the machines was just not where we wanted it to be, especially for how much coffee this site goes through. We kind of knew that the only machine set up here that would deal with the volume is an Eversys machine. What we knew we wanted to do is put in equipment that we knew would have that reliability. We've given them a mixture between a fully auto and a traditional, where you get sort of the mixture of both worlds. So basically the setup is we've got the Eversys extracts the coffee at the exact weight we want. Then the milk is steamed automatically. We're taking the milk system out of the machine to save on the blockages and the downtime, which is one of the main causes of the downtime we saw at this site. There's a plethora of reasons why it's key for these machines to be able to deal with high volume, but one of them is 50% of the sales is hot drinks. So we know these machines are going to, whatever machines we put in are going to take an absolute battering. We also knew that what we could do to deliver that or take the weight off some of these machines is also bring in water boilers, so water isn't drawn from the coffee machine. We've put a filter machine in the corner over there to allow for the quick brews of the black coffee. And then finally, we've also got 2 hot chocolate machines that, again, take away some of the pressure from the boiler. So this meant that when staff would take a big order of multiple coffees, teas, filter coffee, and also a hot chocolate, that we could do all that within a short time frame, because this set gives that speed and that flow to allow for that. We kind of knew from the get-go this was a site that needed a machine that could deal with the volume, because you'll do thousands of coffees a day, which is quite ridiculous for a small site like this, really.
The team have jumped on the machines, got used to the machines. They flow really well. I think when everyone's organised and things like that, it literally is smooth as anything.
Yeah, and in terms of quality as well, because that's something you mentioned, getting the quality right here, how do you feel that is different compared to what you've had previously?
The quality is miles ahead of what we had before. The shots are stronger, tasteful. Yeah.
There's another thing as well. When we first came up the site, you had different machines, so you actually had so the consistency was a big thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, completely different, and the fact that even like we're downstairs with a new machine downstairs, all of the coffee is all the same kind of level of consistency now, whereas in the past people go downstairs and you get a coffee and go, it tastes different downstairs. It's the barista machine to the push button machines up here. However, all of these are making exactly the same coffee now, whereas we had three different varieties of machines at one point.
So consistency is a massive thing as well. So that's something we want to nail here at this site, because again, the reputation of coffee is massive here. This is a really important site. So one of the final things we've done is we've actually put in a guest coffee. We know across the industry guest coffees can work really well to drive that experience or that revenue at the site. This is key for Deraford. Typically guest coffees are fruitier, or they're grown at a higher altitude, and they give more of that tea-like consistency or taste profile. we actually thought, based on the demographic of a hospital site and the demographic of Warren's, we actually wanted to go the other way around. So we've actually gone for a dark roast as our guest. What our thought process is this is a 24-hour site. They might fancy a really strong brew, something with a bit more of a kick, coffee with a bit more punch to it. This is the thought process we're doing in a dark roast.
It's gone really well. People have said they've enjoyed the darker blend, the stronger coffee. We've gone through, two boxes of it so far in the last 2 weeks. That's pretty good going, so we're happy with it.
I think one of the things that also we felt was missing was maybe that support piece on training, where you'd get people install machines, but then you wouldn't really see them. How have you felt sort of us as getting a training plan in where you're seeing someone on a certain day consistently?
I think it's really beneficial downstairs at the barista machine.
Yeah.
Not as much up here, because obviously it's a lot more.
Yeah.
The train is running faster up here than it is downstairs. But I think it's good for the team to understand how to do coffee art and things like that, and how to make a better looking coffee. If I looked at previously the difference between a latte even between different team members doing stuff, but they embraced the trainers coming in last week.
Brilliant. Yeah, that's great. So we've just done level 6. We've now come down to the quieter level 3. Level 3 is where people come to have a nice sit down, a bit more of a calm ambience, and they come to have a coffee through a traditional machine. So the experience and the theatre is there more on show. Let's see what we've done at their back bar. So as you can see, it's very simple and spacious setup. Previously, they had a very, very old, I think it might have been about 15 years old, traditional machine with just one paddle grinder as their main. When it comes to paddle grinders and it comes to really old traditional machines, we know the in-cup quality and the temperature stability isn't quite where we need it to be, especially in this site where they can get pretty busy still. And so we've put in a traditional machine with an on-demand grinder, and we've also put a hot water boiler to take away that the volume from the tea from the traditional machine. So this is another one of the sites at Deraford. This is Goodness at Greens at level 7. This is a site for staff to come in after their shift or at lunchtime, come and grab a good quality coffee. So we basically put in 3 self-service beans cup machines that we know are going to bring about that quality for those members of staff each day, basically. Warren's have been very open to learning and understanding more. This is a really precious site. What I wanted to end on was hospital coffee as a whole. It has a bit of a bad reputation, and people can sniff at, hospital coffee. A good cup of coffee can go a really long way, and it's fulfilling to work with a company like Warren's who are ready to deliver that for much hard workers or visitors who are doing long shifts, where even that cup can make a difference in their day. People like Craig in the business are essential, because a lot of this isn't possible without a company that's willing to really drive that quality, drive that consistency. And Warren's Bakery are a company that absolutely have done that. They want to step into the future of coffee, and they've done that here by delivering a great traditional setup, delivering fantastic self-service, and putting in some of the most premium machines in the market in Eversys in one of their busiest sites. I'm really excited we'll continue working with this business to see where we can drive their coffee going into the future.